Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, November the 16th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about these recounts. I have a post coming out Saturday morning about these recounts. I believe that what we're seeing in these recounts and the tactics of the Democrats are very much going to be a preview of what we will see in 2020. Let me get into that in just a second, but let me just touch on this Acosta story. Acosta and CNN and the White House. You know, I'm not a fan of Jim Acosta. I think what he does is frankly very clownish, and there's no question in my mind that this is all part of a strategy to get in President Trump's face. I mean, a strategy from CNN. And I have no doubt that that's what is behind all of this. But I said from day one that I felt it was a mistake to take away his press pass because all you're doing is turning this guy into a hero. And now that the judge apparently on Friday morning decided that the White House has to reinstate the pass, now you've turned him into the face of the resistance. Now this guy is a big hero among the members of the media. So I thought the White House really dropped the ball here and making more out of this than what should be. Look, the reality about Jim Acosta and CNN is that they don't reach as many people as you think they do. They have, normally they are number 3 in the ratings, but if you look at the overall channels on cable, sometimes they will be down to number 18, number 19, number 20. They're not watched by as many people as I think the White House thinks that they are. So my suggestion to the White House is pick your fights. You've got bigger fish to fry than Jim Acosta and CNN. Just let him be whatever he is. Now, you can fight back like the president did at that press conference, and you can fight back like the press secretary does when they have these White House briefings. You can fight back and put him in his place. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm glad to see that the White House is doing that. But I also think that you don't want to make more out of this guy than he really is. And the reality is he doesn't reach or doesn't have as much influence as the White House thinks that he does. So just drop it with Acosta and just realize that this is part of a strategy on the part of CNN to get into your face, and just don't pay attention to him. Don't call on him if you don't want to at a press conference. He has the right not to call on Jim Acosta. Well, let's talk a little bit about these recounts. They're going on in Florida. In Georgia, there's also apparently a challenge. There's a bunch of them in other state houses and other house races across the country. And I really think what we're seeing is the Democrats are creating or practicing a system that I believe they will use in 2020, which is to challenge every Republican victory on the counts of vote suppression and all kinds of tactical things. We found more votes, or we have to count every vote. And I hope the Republicans get ready for this, because this is not going, if you think that this is ugly right now, wait until you get to 2020 when you have a presidential election and you've got, obviously elections in every state and so on and so on. So I hope the Republicans get ready for the fact that the Democrats are going to play this game. And you're seeing it in Georgia. I mean, in Georgia, the Republican is leading by 58,000 votes, and yet the Democrat will not concede. She says that there's vote suppression and so on and so on. 58,000 votes out of 4 million, and she's claiming that there's fraud. Now down in Florida, Scott is leading by 12 or 14,000 votes, and they've had some recounts, and nothing has changed, because they usually don't. These numbers usually don't change when you have a recount, but now they're down to hand votes or hand counting votes, and that of course is when they start playing some of these games that they were playing back in 2000, where they started trying to interpret the intention of the person who voted, which is pretty bizarre. So Scott will win in Florida, the Republican will win in Georgia. So all of that I think is pretty safe. But if you look at some of these House races, I mean, there are some Republicans who are winning on election night who are suddenly behind. And the Republicans better get ready for this new style of winning elections, which is where you try to win them in the recount. They better get ready for this, because this is going to be a tactic that the Democrats are going to use in 2020. Again, in 2020, they have a lot more at stake, because the presidency is also going to be on the ballot. Well, thank you for watching. We have all of these on YouTube. We have them on Twitter. We have them on my blog. And if Friday, November 16th is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.